So today very important day, and why it's important day, because I tell you, we as inertia started the hydrovision discussions in the year 2007-8, you know, and that time it was identified when the very beginning, when we started the publication, that it will be hydro resources that will have a major impact on the country. If these resources are not under development, the sustainability of both the power sector and the water sector are going to be under severe crisis and threat. That was the recognition that was there right in the beginning. And the evidence to that issue, people who have been with us for quite a long time when we started the publication are Murthy Saab, PVSN Murthy over there, Murthy Saab, then Arora Saab, then later on Shukla ji joined, and today we have the honor of having CM Walia from the Hydropower Producers Forum, because we have discussed with people like him in the past. And definitely NHPC was always there, you know, from the beginning, and Prasad Saab was always there. And अब अग्रवाल साहब ने जो झंडा पकड़ा है वो बड़ा भयंकर पकड़ा है, you know. So the whole issue is going towards कि भाई जब दुनिया भर में, you know, people are developing hydropower, what is happening to this country in terms of going towards it. Okay, the political bottlenecks, the other things, all we have discussed, but a fundamental principle is, do we want hydro or not? पहली कहानी ये थी. तो मैं नाम नहीं लेना चाहूँगा, सीए में हमारा एक बड़ा अच्छा दोस्त है, उसका नाम नहीं लूँ तो ज़्यादा अच्छा है, बेचारे का बचा रहेगा. तो सीए में वो मतलब we studied in the same institution at REC कुरुक्षेत्र, now NIT. So हमने मैकेनिकल मैंने भी करी है, उसने भी करी है. उसकी बड़ी अच्छी एक सजेशन थी कि यार साहब ये जो जब हमारी मेधा पाटकर जी आई और उसकी उनकी कोई गलती नहीं, वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अगेंस्ट हर, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग व्हेन मेधा पाटकर स्टार्टेड द मूवमेंट and other people, activists started against the dam, the whole idea was this, damn it here, what idea? Because what you have done is the acceptance from that stage of not doing storage और चले जाना run of the river की तरफ was the first environmental disaster according to me. Because हम माने ना माने, हम सारे इंजीनियर्स आज ये खड़े हैं, रन ऑफ द रिवर प्रोजेक्ट्स में तकलीफ आने वाली है. ये हम झूठ कहें ना, इकोलॉजिकल फ्लो के साथ आप खेल ही रहे हैं. अब वो कितना खेल सकते हैं. तो ये तो ऐसा हुआ ना, उसी एनवायरमेंटलिस्ट के ट्रैप में जाना और हाइड्रो को बंद करा देना. क्योंकि रन ऑफ द रिवर में आप फ्रॉम द अपर साइड ऑफ द रिवर टिल इट loses its potential and is left with the kinetic flow, what is happening is you are continuously trying to develop in between and divert the river on a constant basis. And this, beyond a point, if proper engineering is not done, it is going to create a threat to environment itself. And as engineers, we must start accepting the fact of life that the fundamental mistake, turning point of kicking ourselves, you know, and also doing harakiri was moving away from storage. क्योंकि स्टोरेज से आज ये 33 करोड़ लोगों को पानी नहीं मिल रहा है. सरकार अगर इस बात को खुले में एक्सेप्ट करने चालू करे कि बिकॉज इफ यू चेंजिंग, एंड आई एम वेरी श्योर विद आवर व्हाइट पेपर मोदी साहब विल लुक एट इट, इज दैट मिस्टेक of not going for storage. So look at the whole thing. Mamani Saab, welcome sir. Look at the whole thing. What has happened? Look at all the storage projects. You know, भाखरा, मुझे बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, यहाँ चेयरमैन बैठे हैं एक्स, लेकिन मैं ये बात कहना चाहता हूँ कि भाखरा से क्या फायदा हुआ. भाखरा से पावर का फायदा केवल नहीं हुआ. भाखरा जनरेट्स इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आज भी 37 पैसे में, 38 पैसे में सर, हैं 28, वेरी गुड. चलो 28 पैसे. 28 पैसे में कहां बिजली बनती है? अच्छा, नाउ कम्स, बिजली छोड़ दीजिए, पानी का इंपैक्ट, इसकी बात ही नहीं हो रही है. 4 राज्य, द पंजाब, हरियाणा, राजस्थान को भी फायदा हो रहा है. एंड पंजाब, हरियाणा, राजस्थान, हिमाचल तो है ही साथ में, हिमाचल को भी, राजस्थान बिल्कुल.
2200 किलोमीटर लंबी नहरें आज की तारीख में ऑपरेटिव है राजस्थान.
बिल्कुल सही है. तो कहने का क्या मतलब है, मोटा मोटी आप एग्रीकल्चरली रिच स्टेट्स की तरफ देखेंगे तो दीज स्टेट्स हैव अ डबल डिजिट ग्रोथ इन एग्रो इकोनॉमी. हमारे यहाँ एग्रो इकोनॉमी ग्रोथ को देखा जाए तो ये दीज स्टेट्स वर द पावर हाउसेस फ्रॉम द डे व्हेन पंडित नेहरू went and said that these are the temples of India in those times. Let's take his name also. और दूसरी तरफ क्या था, जब आज आया नर्मदा, which I think Modi did a wonderful work in Narmada. We must congratulate Narendra Modi for the tremendous fight he put up in the Narmada in spite of opposition. Because I tell you, I have seen the turning point. मैं कच्छ जाया करता था, नलिया was the border just like your Wagah border. तो मैं जाया करता था border because वो सांगी सीमेंट, हमारे रवि सांगी साहब सीमेंट प्लांट बनाना चाहते थे. 10 मिलियन टन सीमेंट प्लांट खड़ा करना था उनको, और सांगी साहब कहते हैं हम काम नहीं हो रहा, बिकॉज मैरिड टू बलराम झाकड़'s डॉटर. उसके बावजूद वो बंदा बना नहीं पाया सीमेंट प्लांट, वो एक अलग कहानी है. लेकिन जब मैं जाता था, आई यूज्ड टू सी वाइल्ड बोर्स यूज्ड टू क्रॉस माय रोड, एम्बेसडर कार से जाना पड़ता था. दूसरी चीज होती उड़ते स्नेक्स हमारे साथ किलोमीटर जाते थे. Desert lizards and mountain lizards were always there. So you were in wildlife zone. और उसके ऊपर से क्या देखते थे, अचानक बारिश होती थी कच्छ में, और मैं आपको बोलता हूं पूरी नदी रोड पे आ जाती थी. एंड if you are unlucky, you will be taken into the Arabian Sea. ये परिस्थिति, उसका कारण ये था कि there was no way there was any storage, and women used to walk. I am telling you, my friend, I have seen the बंजारे होते हैं, बड़े खुश रहते हैं. अगर आप उनको देखेंगे, उनसे सुंदर लोग नहीं हैं. औरतें इतना काम करके भी बड़ी खुश रहती थी. मैं पूछता था उनको, भाई कितना समय, कहते हैं सुबह निकलते हैं पानी लेने, 12 घंटे बाद पानी लेके आता फैमिली. दिस वॉज कच्छ विच वॉज इनहेरिटेड बाय नरेंद्र मोदी. एंड लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस जेंटलमैन एट अ टाइम, एंड ही वॉज हेल बेंट ऑन चेंजिंग दिस, बिकॉज व्हेन वी रोट इन दोज डेज, हमने कहा ये तो बदलना चाहिए. जब एनर्शिया ने लिखा, सर लिख के भेजा उनको, तो वो कहे ठीक है. और जो 50 एनजीओ जो पैरेलल आई, जिसको कंटेस्ट करना पड़ा मेधा पाटकर को, तो डेवलपमेंट हुई. और इसमें सबसे मजेदार बात थी कि सबमर्जेंस वाज गोइंग टुवर्ड्स मध्य प्रदेश. ये बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट था, और मुख्यमंत्री वहां शिवराज चौहान थे, चाहे एक ही पार्टी के मुख्यमंत्री हो. लेकिन जब दोनों तरफ से आग लगी हो इस प्रकार की, जनरली क्या होता है, इट्स नॉट फीजिबल टू डेवलप इन सच अ सिचुएशन. पर हुआ क्या, आई शुड कंसिडर द फोर्सेस दैट वर्क टुगेदर वेरी वेल, कि सबने माना कि इसको करना पड़ेगा. मंदिर तक मतलब पूरे निकाले गए और वापस रखे गए उसी प्रकार से. आई टेल यू, ओपन द चैप्टर्स ऑफ दैट, दिस इज माइंड बॉगलिंग. एंड व्हाट हैपेंड, गुजरात हैज नॉट बेनिफिटेड फ्रॉम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एट ऑल. पूरी 1250 मेगावाट आज दूसरों को मिल रही है. गुजरात को 1% 2% भी बिजली नहीं मिलती उसमें से, लेकिन बनाता गुजरात ही है. बट व्हाट गुजरात गॉट इज 99% ऑफ द वाटर. एंड व्हाट इट हैज डन टू कच्छ टुडे, देयर इज नो वाटर क्राइसिस. एंड द अदर थिंग इज agricultural growth rate in those days when Chimanbhai Patel was the chief minister in Gujarat was horrific. Minus the surti, आपका जो कहते हैं ना, उसको हम शेंगदाना बोलते हैं, मूंगफली बोला जाता है, इसमें काफी ऑयल होता है. उसके अलावा कुछ उगता नहीं था, क्योंकि दैट ओनली नीडेड अ वेरी शैलो ग्राउंड, डिड नॉट नीड मच वाटर. और एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस नाम की कोई वस्तु नहीं थी. दालों का तो ख्याल ही नहीं था. टुडे इट इज द फूड ग्रेन पावर हाउस ऑफ इंडिया बिकॉज ऑफ द वाटर. मैं खाली कुछ चीजें ही बताया मैंने इसमें. इससे क्या होता है, जो ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है, व्हाट इट डज टू पीपल, इट इज द वेरी पुअर पीपल ऑफ द स्टेट एंड इंडिया दो बेनिफिट फ्रॉम दीज प्रोजेक्ट्स. तो बेसिकली क्या है कि हम एक समझें कि हाइड्रो से हम सबसे बड़ी बात है कि इट इज द पुअर पर्सन्स हु आर इंपैक्टेड. Employment and deployment is created. I see not only in India, I went to Bhutan, and 5 times we've done these discussions in Bhutan as well, where we're promoting the cross border because India gets electricity from there. हम चाहे कुछ भी कहें, कुछ एक बात और आती है कि भाई हम भारत में क्यों ना डेवलप करें, भूटान में क्यों कर रहे हैं. हमें भूटान में करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि पॉपुलेशन कम है, 7 लाख लोग हैं, and country has 4 borders with India, right? So the problem is not there, and there the run of river is correct because वहां लंबे लंबे रिवर हैं. देयर इज नो ओनली 15 days of rain. It's basically the glacier melt that gives you. So it is logical to produce power from there. And wonderfully we're producing. Kazanchi will be there here. And Tala has done well. Now Puna Sancho will also do well. No, that is what I'm saying. We don't have to deal with too many people. Displacement 2 या 3 आदमी की होती है. लेकिन what it is benefiting, I am telling you, in Bhutan also. At Tala, there was a criticism कि भैया हमको भूटानीज इंजीनियर्स को जॉब नहीं मिलता. Today I am telling you, Tala has barely one supervisor from India. 850 engineers of Bhutan have got the job. So what a goodwill India is creating in a geopolitical bilateral sense. अगर ये अभी 3-4 हजार मेगावाट खड़ा हो जाएगा, we'll have 5,000 employees who will be good engineers operating hydro projects. So we are creating a kind of a bank within Bhutan, which bank will be also useful to India in the future. Right? Today they are not construction engineers. They are nowhere construction engineers. Today they are only hydropower operating engineers. उधर के कंस्ट्रक्शन अभी भी भारतीय लोग कर रहे हैं. तो जब तक ये स्टैलवर्ड्स हमारे अभी जिंदा हैं और कुछ लोग काम कर रहे हैं, खजांची साहब तो वहाँ, I tell you, you know, he's not there, so I can tell you the story. He almost lost his life in Pune Sanchu. उन्होंने पूरी सुनाई मुझे. भंवर में लपेटे गए और ऐसे लपेटे गए कि उस भंवर में उस मतलब 70-year-old person is gone into it. और भंवर जो खींचती है वो एक बार लेके गई अंदर, फिर फेंका बाहर, सांस तो बंद हो जाती है, आदमी को पूरा चला जाए. सेकेंड टाइम हेतल ने पूरा सुना था, वो मेरे साथ में, हम लोगों को सुनाया गया था. तो दूसरे जो इंजीनियर है वो कहते हैं बंगाली में कि गए हो मतलब खत्म. वो अपने लोगों को फोन कर रहा है, खजांची साहब इज गॉन इन वाटर. वो कुछ कर नहीं रहा है, वो समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या करना है. और ये कह रहे भैया तो कुछ हमारे को हेल्प कर दे, गिर तो गया हूं अभी अंदर. ठीक है. द सेकेंड राउंड ही गोज इन, कम्स आउट. दिस इज पुना सांचू 2 आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेम रिवर. थर्ड टाइम he said, if I don't throw my body onto the periphery of this, right, it is over, right? So he throws his body with great difficulty onto the periphery, and that thing swings and it somehow comes out. Predominant body comes out. अभी भी पैर फंसा हुआ है और एक और एफर्ट, आखिरी एफर्ट के बाद जान बचती है और एक यंग इंजीनियर उनको हाथ देता है, कुछ नहीं था वहां, कि खींचता है उनको. तो ये आदमी की जान जब जाती है, बाकी बातें नहीं कही जाती, आदमी की जान चली जाती है सर. ताला के अंदर आपको बताता हूं, नी डीप ऊपर पैर जाते हैं लोगों के, और उसके पहले आप सोचो लीच इतना ब्लड आपका निकाल चुका होगा कि अगर आप कई बार जाएंगे तो आपको जरूर हॉस्पिटलाइज होना पड़ेगा. तो ये काम कौन कर रहा है भूटान में? इट इज इंडियन इंजीनियर्स हु हैव डेयर्ड टू गो एंड डू द जॉब देयर. सो आर वी थैंकलेस टू आवर पीपल इज द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. क्या हम कह रहे हैं अपनी अगली जनरेशन को तुम भाई हाइड्रो इंजीनियर मत बनो, तुम हाइड्रोपावर में मत जाओ, तुम कंस्ट्रक्शन में मत जाओ? ये वाले सवाल भी उठेंगे. एंड लार्जेस्ट एम्प्लॉयमेंट इरेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ व्हाटएवर सेड विल नॉट बी प्रोवाइडेड बाय even our best idea of solar. It will be hydropower. Look at the kind of engagement that is there for not only people involved in development, people in consulting, but I'm telling you, it is the contractors, right? There is an issue of contractors paying lower to their staff because only few engineers. Down the line आदमी की सैलरी नहीं होती ज़्यादा, 10,000 के अंदर अंदर देते हैं, कई रिमोट एरियाज में बहुत पैसे नहीं देते हैं. ये सारी स्टैंडर्ड्स को आप ठीक कर सकते हैं. वी कैन सेट अप दी बेंचमार्क्स, वी कैन डू थिंग्स. बट मैं कह रहा हूं कि तब भी यही तो हमारे इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स हैं. आज हमारे अभी हमने रघुराम राजन साहब को हम लोगों ने तो बिल्कुल गलत माना है. भाई तू बातें कर रहा, कितनी एनपीए हुई है हमारे हाइड्रो पावर की? अगर एसेट्स को देखो उस पर कितने एनपीए हुआ, उसका कारण करता कौन है? उसका कारण करता तो 90% इज नॉट द ओनर्स, even private sector चाहे कुछ हो. it is the conditions that prevail in the hydropower development. it is so difficult. ठीक है, अब हम एक पब्लिक और प्राइवेट की बात तो कर लेंगे, which is good because public sector can do the job. उस पर भी हम आएंगे. प्रसाद साहब ने भी कई बार कहा है कि हाँ, the ownership of assets and working public sector ठीक है, कंस्ट्रक्शन कॉन्ट्रैक्टर बेस्ट, आई वुड से प्राइवेट सेक्टर माइनस जेपी. किसी ने ये दम नहीं दिखाया कि वो प्रोजेक्ट बना सकता है, बट जेपी ने दिखाया. तो वो एक एग्जाम्पल भी है कि दिखाया भी है, किसी ने अच्छा काम किया, लेकिन उसको अपना सोना बेचना पड़ा गलतियों के कारण. वो अपनी जगह अलग चीज है. नहीं तो अगर वो सोना नहीं बेचते, करचम वांगतू वाज ग्रेट प्रोजेक्ट एनीवे, और बसपा भी बहुत अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट था, और मेरे ख्याल से फास्टेस्ट कंप्लीशन हम लोगों ने भी 2-3 अवार्ड दिए इनको. तो हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि इट कैन नॉट बी डन बाय द प्राइवेट सेक्टर. विद कमिटमेंट चाहिए इसमें, एंड कमिटमेंट टू द कॉस्ट, कमिटमेंट टू कंट्री भी चाहिए सर, नेशन. अब लेकिन क्या करे, बिजनेसमैन तो प्रॉफिट करेगा ही. Why a businessman will enter without making profits? अब तो हमारे PSUs भी यही कह रहे हैं ना. आज अग्रवाल साहब कह रहे थे देखिए हमारा स्टॉक सबसे ऊपर जा रहा है. तो अब ये वाली बात तो दोनों तरफ आएगी. तो आग तो दोनों तरफ लगेगी कमाने की। किस तरह से आप मैनेजमेंट स्टाइल्स अलग हैं, प्राइवेट सेक्टर की अलग, पब्लिक सेक्टर की अलग, पर ठीक है वो लाला स्टाइल थोड़ा कम करना पड़ेगा। लाला ही डिसाइड करता है, वो थोड़ा कम होगा। You know, when it happens, then the whole game is changing. You have professional management, and we have some of the finest engineers in hydro construction in the world. I also want to tell you something. In the last 3 to 4 years, oil-rich countries like Iran, and even today Afghanistan, where we will go and take oil and everything out also, let's say Russian republics, ex-CIS countries, even Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, whoever is there, you'll see suddenly there is a massive development of hydropower. तो ये भारत को क्या हो गया? जब ईरान इतना हाइड्रोपावर डेवलप कर सकता है, भारत में कैसे रुक गया? दैट इज द क्वेश्चन। और ये सवालों के जवाब हैं सबके पास, लेकिन उन जवाब को भी हमें मुसीबत करके नहीं करना, हमें सॉल्यूशन ओरिएंटेड जवाब देने हैं। हम कहते हैं नहीं हो सकता, आंसर एवरीबॉडी नोस, अच्छा ये होगा, ओके सुभानश्री की हम कहेंगे, somebody will come and tell me, ओ सुभानश्री तो अब 20 करोड़ पर मेगावाट हो जाएगा, दिमाग में आया तो कुछ भी कहो। मैंने कहा कि दाबोल जब बना था, मैं इसी बात पर लड़ा था। आई हैड रिटन एन आर्टिकल इन इंडियन एक्सप्रेस इन द बिजनेस एवेन्यूज, राइट? इवन एट 20 करोड़ यू हैव टू एग्जीक्यूट द गैस बेस्ड प्रोजेक्ट। दाबोल स्टार्टेड, बट द मिस्टेक दैट वी डिड इज, हमने ये गले का घंटा लटका दिया। पॉलिटिकल गले का घंटा था, हमारे महाराष्ट्र के पॉलिटिक्स का था, उसको उठा के लटका दिया। और एनरॉन की मस्ती, क्योंकि एनरॉन छोड़ दीजिए, हम एनरॉन प्रोजेक्ट कहते हैं, मैं कहता था ये एनरॉन प्रोजेक्ट नहीं है, इट इज द दाभोल पावर प्लांट, इट इज द एसेट ऑफ द पीपल ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, इट इज गॉट नथिंग टू डू विथ एनरॉन। एनरॉन क्लोजिंग ओपनिंग इज नथिंग टू डू विथ इट, बट इट वॉज द फाइनेस्ट गैस बेस्ड प्रोजेक्ट, 2184 megawatt, largest in the country, was the most efficient and is still most efficient. It saves Maharashtra many times, but गैस नहीं है, ये बात कही जाती है। भाई लोग गैस बहुत पड़ा है, ये भी झूठ बोला जा रहा है। Availability of gas was not a problem, pricing was. तो हाइड्रो का ऑल्टरनेटिव तो वही है ना। अगर आपके पास हाइड्रो नहीं तो गैस लानी पड़ेगी, तो वहां बड़ी मुसीबत है, आएगा नहीं। 28 गीगावाट बंद पड़े हैं इस कंट्री में गैस बेस्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स। तो सॉल्यूशन ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई हम गैस ले आएंगे तो हो जाए कल सुबह। टेम्पररी वे में यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व इट, बट लॉन्ग रन you do not have any other solution other than hydropower, because hydro is not power, hydro is water, hydro is sustainability, hydro is energy, hydro is development, hydro is common man involved with it. भाई अभी आप मेरे को बताइए, हमारे जो अच्छे अच्छे इंजीनियर आ रहे हैं, बीटेक भी सब करके, आई एम ऑल्सो फ्रॉम बीटेक भी, बट हमारे को तो एयर कंडीशन रूम चाहिए भाई, वहां रिमोट में काम करने जाएगा कौन? तो अगर आप एक दूसरे हिसाब से देखें, पीपल विल बी फ्रॉम द ITI, एंड आई वुड ऑल्सो गो अ लिटिल बिट अहेड, यू नो, आई वुड से इफ द गवर्नमेंट थिंक्स ऑफ अ वेरी peculiar thing that we don't discuss this many times, but involvement of remote tribals and Dalits, right, and training them into hydropower, it could be one major objective to develop construction projects in the country. जब हम, we can develop the Bhutanese who had nothing with them, what is stopping us from developing our own people, where the engineers do not want to go at the site? So there are people who want to go at the site, right? There are sportsmen who slog. Let us look at it this way. Which community the sportsmen are coming from? Cricket छोड़ दीजिए, look at athletics. They come from the most remotest communities. They are in the Jharkhands. अगर हॉकी की टीम देखो तो वहाँ से आ रहे हैं. You know, you Coorg in Karnataka, ठीक है, आपको मिलेगा. If you train the Siddhi tribals who are short-heighted and they look like the African tribes, they would be best in your archery and other things. So when you go and you see the success of these communities, you will find that suddenly sports में से भी लेसन है हमारे लिए, कि जो लोग बाहर मेहनत करना चाह रहे हैं, उनको एयर कंडीशन कैबिन में नहीं बैठना है, वो आपको वहीं मिलेंगे. तो आपको ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट, स्किल डेवलपमेंट की बात हो रही है, तो उससे भी कनेक्टेड है हाइड्रो. हमारा उत्थान हो जाएगा इस देश का. अकॉर्डिंग टू मी, व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, दैट वी कैन नॉट give employment to our people, that question could be fantastically solved using hydro. और मैं आपको बता रहा हूं, प्रसाद साहब को भी, कि हाइड्रो और 100% हाइड्रो पावर और सोलर की दोस्ती रहने वाली है. जिसने भी ये सोचा नहीं होगी, वो नर्मदा से आप देख लो, जो कैनाल हेड पे 1 मेगावाट लगाया, अब तो वो एक मूवमेंट चालू हो गया है, वहाँ जहाँ जहाँ मौका मिलेगा वहाँ सोलर आ जाएगा आपके साथ, भले ही बड़ा नहीं हो लेकिन काफ़ी चलेगा वहाँ, क्योंकि हमें उसको करना है. बट डेफिनेटली सोलर इज नॉट द आंसर टू द प्रॉब्लम. दैट इज व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग टुडे. सोलर इज only going to be a kind of a 6-hour stopgap for coal. It will be the answer to coal. It is a solid state power. It is not a plug and play device. Plug and play device, the battery bank is hydro. No other power, and for that you need storage. वो pump storage तो बाद में आएंगे, लेकिन basic storage तो चाहिए. अब एक नई स्कीम आ रही है कि भाई solar pumps लगा के, drive the pumps with solar energy, pump them up, pump the water up to upper reservoir and generate power. I think it's a very fantastic scheme. If we can deliver those high capacity solar driven pump sets. अभी तक तो इरिगेशन पम्प सेट्स की बात हो रही है, लेकिन ये डेवलपमेंट की बात है. हमें किर्लोस्कर को बुलाना चाहिए, हमें बाकियों को बुलाना चाहिए, हमें एक नेशनल R&D मैकेनिज्म करना चाहिए कि भैया 1 साल के अंदर हमें ये चीज़ करनी है. सो दैट मे बी द डायरेक्शन. सो आई डोंट थिंक सूरज दूर रहेगा हमसे, सूरज तो रहेगा आसपास, लेकिन पानी से बच के सूरज नहीं जा सकता. पानी को तो देना पड़ेगा. इट्स फंडामेंटल थिंग फॉर लाइफ सर. आप पानी बंद कर दीजिए, सब खत्म हो जाएगा. अग्रवाल साहब तो हमेशा कहते हैं, प्रसाद साहब भी हमेशा कहते हैं. तो ये चीज़ें हमारे सामने अभी खड़ी हैं. टुडे इज अ डे टू टॉक ऑन दीज लाइन्स. वी हैव क्वाइट अ फ्यू स्टैलवर्ड्स हु हैव कम हियर. मे आई रिक्वेस्ट अग्रवाल साहब ऑल्सो टू कम प्लीज सर. प्लीज गिव देम अ बिग हैंड. जो बैठे हैं जरा. TC come, sir. TC Arora साहब आइए सर. TC Arora, former director of Toshiba, India, and also involved with inertia since the beginning. May I request Joshi साहब also to please join. आइए सर. And Prakhyat, please come. Can we have the candles for lighting the lamp? भाई ऊर्जा होनी चाहिए रूम के अंदर. Please give a big hand. Declares today's 8th Hydrovision and our discussion on the power and renewable energy issues open today. We're thankful that Tarun Kapoor Sahab, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Renewable Energy, is the chief guest today. Please give him a big hand. We have stalwarts, Yogendra Prasad, we have Pradeep Chaturvedi ji, we have A.B. Agarwal, Santosh Goenka of the Indian Express, a close friend of mine. Santosh ji is like I would say, he is like a doyen of publishing, and he has seen the world over there in the past. Prakhyat, my dear friend, who is looking at bringing investments into the sector, please give him a big hand. पैसा लाना बड़ा जरूरी है सेक्टर के अंदर. Now, because Kapoor Sahab has very less time, and it's always difficult to take his time away nowadays because I think he's always overloaded and the country also needs him very badly. I would request we have some citations and awards to be given today for the hydro sector, a sector that has been struggling. So today we thought we should encourage the sector. So before that, may I request Prasad Sahab to welcome Tarun Kapoor ji with a bouquet, please. Please give a big hand. Prasad Sahab, please welcome Tarun ji with a bouquet, sir. Bhai taliyan. And may I also request one more bouquet to be given to Pradeep Chaturvedi ji, please. And may I request Kapoor Sahab to give this to him. So we're thankful to all the guests. So we have a few awards that has to be given. See, today we had started the Hydro Awards in 2014. Last year I could not do much. प्रसाद साहब को पता है हाइड्रो का इतना बुरा हाल था कि कुछ नहीं कर पाए. तो आज बहुत बड़ा दिन है because we have tremendous support from the hydro people in today's time. We have been able to achieve with the help of my friends. I brought them back here. So we have a few. We have actually this year we are not giving any Hydro Ratna. Prasad Sir was the first Hydro Ratna 2014. Please give a big hand. This year the jury felt that we have not a candidate or we have to just keep quiet with this issue. So we have the Hydro Vibhushan, and the first one, may I request Sri G.N. Mathur to please come over and take this first award and from the dais. May I request the dais to please honor him. भाई बड़ी तालियां होनी चाहिए इसमें, बड़ा डिफिकल्ट सेक्टर है. माथुर साहब ने बहुत काम किया है इस सेक्टर में. कमेंट बोलिएगा.
Gentlemen, I would like to say a lot of things have been told prior to the chance given to me for speaking for 2 minutes. Quite a few things have been told by Prasad Sahab, but I have a couple of things more to add. One, after working in hydro for more than 50 years, I'll say that hydro is an approximate engineering. People may not like my statement, but yes, if we say with best of our intentions that this project will be completed in 4 years, it may take 4 years, it may take 4.5 years. But that 6 months period, if we go to the world experience, it doesn't matter. Because for at the stage of planning, we cannot 100% say that this particular length of the tunnel will be completed in this much period. Fine. It may be 3 months earlier, it may be 4 months later on. So at the D-Day, when we start the project, we cannot say this project will be completed in 3.5 years or 4 years or 5 years. Yes, that percentage variation may be 10 to 15%. This has to be understood by right from Prime Minister down to the people who are associated for construction or development of the hydro project. This has to be passed on by people like Mr. Iyer to everybody. And as far as importance of hydro is concerned, Prasad Sahab has already told many things that without hydro we cannot survive. As on date, we have got only 14.5% of the capacity, installed capacity available. And like in 1991, we had suffered a lot in operation of the grid. After 2-3 years from today, until unless some corrective action is taken, it will not be possible for us to sustain the grid even for 24 hours. And there will be a chaotic condition almost everywhere. This is what I wanted to say. So, but for hydro, India has no option to go for hydro, and but for hydro, they cannot survive. Thank you very much.
The next award in the Hydro Vibhushan, Hydro, Power and Water Resources Personas of the Decade is very deserving gentleman working in the Satluj Basin and the Hydropower Producers Forum. It is CM Walia from Himachal Pradesh. Please give him a big hand. Walia Sahab, can we have you here? Walia Sahab, jo shabd.
थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर द अवार्ड. पर आज एक प्रसन्नता ये हो रही है कि आज अवार्ड मुझे उन हाथों से मिला है जिन्होंने मिलके ही फोरम शुरू किया था. मिस्टर तन कपूर इज़ द फाउंडर ऑफ दिस फोरम व्हेन ही वाज इन SJVNL इन 2005. और ये डेपुटेशन पे सेंटर पर आ गए, मगर इस फोरम को चालू करने की जिम्मेवारी मेरे पे छोड़ गए थे, जो अभी तक मैं चला रहा हूँ. So by getting this award, I am very happy and thankful to all of you, and particularly to the Inertia. Thank you.
The next one is also very interesting and extremely good, I would say, person who has actually developed TEHRI in a big way, and his contribution to TEHRI is impeccable. And it is our very good friend Sri S.K. Shukla, former ED, THDC India Limited, and who's also been advisor to MNRE, etc. Hydropower, Hydropower and water sources of the decade. Please give him a big hand. शुक्ला साहब, दो शब्द जरूर बोलने पड़ेंगे सर.
Thank you, Professor Iyer. I am grateful to you, to Inertia Foundation for this award and for the recognition. Today, there is extreme necessity for hydropower. We very well understand the target of 100 gigawatt solar power. Now, the solar power is there only for 5 to 6, 7 hours. This creates imbalance in the grid, and grid requires to be balanced. For rest of the time, there are solutions which are being forwarded, like energy storage systems. Now, energy storage systems which are being pronounced today are having extreme foreign origin. Nothing so far contained in India, like lithium-ion battery, sodium-sulfur batteries. Sodium-sulfur is vouching for 12 to 14 years of energy storage system having been supplied to grid in Tokyo Electricity and in US. In lithium-ion, we understand it well. Last time our Prime Minister went to the forum of Tesla and discussed for that. So energy storage system is being talked about. That is a new technology and not yet proven and very much costly. And Mr. Tarun Kapoor understands it well, that that is going to be costlier and having a shorter life period. Life period ranging from 10 years to 15 years. So there is necessity for development of hydropower projects, and only storage system like pumped storage, like our conventional hydropowers, those are the only solutions. And therefore, if we have to have 1 lakh megawatt of solar power, we have to have the target for hydropower development in this country. And so is the case with more and more wind power development. And therefore, this type of forum, which has been installed and developed by Professor Iyer, is going to help give direction to the government, to the nation, for moving in the right forum. Thank you for this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Shukla Sahab, for that insight. And the next one in the Hydro Vibhushan's this year, the last one in this category, Hydropower Person of the Decade. I'm very happy that we have Sri P.V.S. Murthy, former Director of Pranati Associates and former VP for Voith Hydro, who's seen a lot, and of course there's a big biography of his. He's involved with Chukha, setting all those things. His involvement with Hydro has been very long and sustained. And please give him a big hand. Okay, when I started Inertia, Murthy sir was one of the early persons who engaged with us, been an old friend.
Thank you, Professor, and the jury panel. Hydro is a passion. I normally call it, if you want to be a hydro engineer, you must have passion. In fact, hydropower is a byproduct of water systems. I don't think it's more than that. It's water systems management which gives you hydropower. And if you want to be a real hydro engineer, you must have a lot of passion to understand what is water management systems. That's what I would like to say and summarize. Thank you.
Then, because the 2014, I must tell you, that the number of people who got rewarded were much more, but we kept it less this year. So 2 companies have received award for the excellent work in spite of tough times. And the first one is NHPC Limited as the Best Hydropower Enterprise Award at the 2nd India Hydro Awards. May I request Shri Joshi Saab to please come, and we have a great chairman, KM Singh. I hope he is able to transform. As Modi ji likes to talk about transform India, transform NHPC. May I request Joshi Saab to say a few words.
Good morning and thank you very much, Professor Saab. I met Mr. Iyer today morning for the first time, and I must say that I'm overwhelmed by the kind of energy he exhibits and the kind of passion Mr. Murthy was saying. We at NHPC also believe that hydropower is a passion. With the 6,587 megawatts and about 21 stations now, we are passionately involved in the nation building process. Hydro is seeing slightly difficult times, if I may put it lightly. And let us accept that all of us has been slightly responsible for the kind of position the hydro is in. And one of the chief reasons why it is losing out, or it has lost out on the cost of energy, is because we have not been able to construct the projects quite fast. And that has added to the soft cost of IDCs, which has put us in a slightly disadvantageous position. And primarily I feel, after having put in 33 years of my life in this sector, that we probably have not sought the right kind of advice, right kind of equipment, right kind of planning at the required time. I think this is a time for introspection, and I hope that the kind of energy which Mr. Iyer is still maintaining will be able to pull it through difficult times that we are in, and once again hydropower would find its rightful place in the development of the country, as always have been professed by our Honorable Ex-Chairman, Mr. Prasad. Thank you very much, sir.
Wonderful, Joshi Saab. The challenge is to get back to the decade-old contribution, 26% share. So that was where we were, 14.28. Of course, many reasons are there, but I think the main reason is, it's like that same situation that I think our RBI friend has to answer, Raghuram Rajan. On one side, the imports were definitely coming down, while exports were also coming down. So the net effect did not bring the inflation up, but it had no relation to the interest rates. So I have differed with the RBI governor on this, and a similar kind of thing happened to hydropower, because you can't say that you did not develop hydropower and you ended up saying ki no, usme badi problems isliye nahi karenge. It is the biggest renewable, and I think we need to have equal and pitch 100 gigawatt mission for hydropower as much as we have for solar. I love solar. I'm very clear. I'm very clear that solar, I made a statement some time back that solar and hydro will go together. We would not be very surprised if the NEEPCOs and NHPCs end up doing more solar than what they are doing now. And it will be a wonderful scene, because wind ke andar to is country mein takleef aayegi, kyunki unless we go offshore, I think the conventional wind in Maharashtra is already facing trouble, because there are issues in those remote villages where abhi tak awareness nahi aayi hai about the sound level of the bearings. People can't sleep, my friends. So and then the complete susceptibility of wind. Jo bhi kahe, the experiences in Tamil Nadu and now Maharashtra are very clear that it is just not predictable. Climate change will completely impact the wind power sector. I'm not against it, but I'm saying it has to face it, and we can't close our eyes. But in the case of solar, that predictability is much better. So if I see as an alternative to, I would say, conventional coal-based power, it is the hydropower that is actually saving the rest of the state. And it is the Koina capacities, generation capacity is less, but it is the irrigation from the Koina lift irrigation scheme that Maharashtra benefits at the end of the day. So we can't neglect hydro in this manner in which we have done. So obviously the last today is WaPCos Limited, winner in for the best water resources and power consulting company, and with global friends, do we have a representation from WAPCOs here? Please give a big hand for the company, because they have been winning this continuously for the last 2 or 3 years, 2 times in hydro itself. In this awards, they also won our NRE awards. They passed about 3 times. A continuous performing company, continuously doing well. They've done fantastic work in Bhutan, and I would say about 60 odd countries they are successful, and WAPCOs has been supporting the cause of NRE as well. With this, I think I come to this end of this small, I would say, citation and encouragement. This is the best we could do for this sector, and we will discuss today, and we'll try to present a white paper to both the PMO and the Honorable Minister of Power and Coal and Renewable Energy. But that's the direction, because as a think tank, we want to share what comes out of here. May I request Tarun Kapoor Saab to please enlighten, because I want him to tell about solar, because today is also the day for solar for us as well. So I wish that वो डेवलपमेंट क्या हो रही है, करीब 17 गीगावाट तो मेरे को लग रहा है सर आ ही गए हैं, हमने जब लास्ट टाइम डिस्कस, आएंगे ही आएंगे, मतलब बनेंगे ही बनेंगे, और 20 तो हम पहुंच ही जाएंगे. लेकिन सवाल ये है कि हम 100 की बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें से मेरा कहना है कि 60 भी आएंगे तो मैं तो कहूँगा पीठ पे थप्पे नहीं, वी शुड सेलिब्रेट. तो आई एम ऑफ दैट ओपिनियन. 50 से 60 भी हो गए तो बहुत बड़ी बात है, 100 हो गए तो और भी अच्छा है अगर हम गॉट द पाइपलाइन. बट व्हाट आर challenges? Because he has been spearheading this, and the climate change discussions also at COP21. I think there is no officer like him, and this forum is, I would say, definitely indebted to him, because I had a friendship with him. Slowly I understood him from Himachal days, when he was not in the solar, he was in the hydro. He did fantastic work there, and is one of the best officers that we have in the country, you know, and I think we should give him a big hand.
Thank you, Professor Iyer. First of all, I must compliment Nurcia and Professor Iyer for organizing this, and for maybe I would say making efforts to get people from energy sector together so many times in a year. He keeps doing it, and several times I am not able to come for the various sessions, but it's always a pleasure to be with Professor Iyer. It's really great, and he carries on this work and carries on his efforts to bring focus to this sector. That's very good. I am presently working in solar, but I worked in hydro for much more time. In solar I've been here for 5 years, but in hydro I think I've worked for maybe 10-12 years, and I always feel at home when I come to any function where I see people from the hydro sector. So like, I'm quite happy to be here, and the attention towards hydro must remain. Actually, this feeling that probably hydro is being neglected is not true. Solar, there is more attention because this is new. So everyone talks about solar because everyone feels that there is some mystery around it, and what is going to happen, and therefore these big announcements, and it's on a very fast positive path because price came down, people are talking of big volumes, you can put up solar everywhere. So there is a lot of positive things about solar. It's so easy to install. You can set up a project in 5 months, 6 months, even people have done it in 2 months. One project was done here in single 1 month in Delhi, 1 megawatt, just in 1 month flat. There was a targeted, it was put up from giving of the letter to commissioning. So that's why there is a lot of attention towards solar, but hydro is not, as far as government is concerned, is not neglected. Only thing is that push which is required in hydro is probably lacking. Hydro needs a lot of very energetic people, because hydro is not a straight line kind of a job. There will be problems everywhere. If someone is building a hydro project, then on every step there is a problem, and that problem has to be solved. And someone has to keep pushing and trying to somehow get things in order. So which I think is a little bit missing right now. That is why the projects are not taking off. Otherwise, I don't see a reason why, even when large hydro projects were coming up in the country, there was no very big support coming from the government. It was people who were connected with hydro who were solving the problems all the time. And I remember Mr. Yugendra Prasad was also there. So there were problems all the time, and such massive problems that one couldn't even imagine. But then people used to come up with solutions and struggle to get those solutions through. contractors would run away, sometimes surprises would come and suddenly full hills would collapse and lot of things will happen. But now the something which has really gone wrong is that the costs have gone up and the tariffs don't match. So that is one reason why the attractiveness of hydro has gone down, and costs have gone up not because of real reasons, it is also because of artificial reasons, because there is too much loading on hydro. There is no other sector which offers free power. This is the only sector which has to give free power, and that free power also, due to maybe I would say greediness of everyone, went up and it's gone to a proportion where it's now unmanageable. Then environment wants money out of that, and every department in the state wants money out of that. So all that has to stop at some point of time, and if hydro is brought at par with other forms, then I think it will take off. Here in our ministry we deal with small hydro. I also deal with small hydro. For the last 3-4 months I am dealing with small hydro. Earlier I was dealing only with solar. So in small hydro now we are trying to bring a policy. Before I leave from here, because my tenure is over, so I will try to ensure that there is a small hydro policy, and we have outlined what all needs to be done to bring small hydro on track. So there are certain things to be done with the environment ministry, certain things to be done on the forest side. That is a very major thing, one part of the job. If that is done, then things would move much faster. But the bigger thing which needs to be done is with the state governments and with the regulators, so that the tariff and actual cost mismatch is removed. If that we can do, then I am quite sure that a small hydro will again take off in a big way, because the attractiveness of hydropower is still there. The quality of power which one can get from hydro, wind and solar cannot match. The flexibility one can get from hydro, that we all understand that is impossible. Renewables have to support each other, because it's a fight of renewables versus conventional. It is a fight of all types of renewables in one basket and coal-based power on the other side. It's not a fight between renewables, because the ultimate idea, like if we look at say 30-40 years later, what will happen, and where we want the whole world to be a totally healthy place with good environment and all. So we are looking at more and more renewables, and that will happen only with a right mix of renewables. And right mix would mean that you have solar, you have wind, you have hydro, maybe other forms also, maybe tidal, whatever comes up at that point of time and becomes cost effective, and some form of storage. But if you have a right mix, then the quantity of storage which is required goes down. If you don't have a right mix, then you need too much storage. So earlier when we started with this solar story and we started talking of 1 lakh and all, so CA did a calculation and they came up with, I remember there was a meeting in the PMO, and we were asked to give a figure on how much money would be required if 1 lakh megawatt is to be done. So we came up with a figure of just 30,000 crores. And on the other hand, Power Ministry came up with a figure of 80,000 crores just to integrate that into the grid. So at that point of time they said that if you really want to do renewables in a big way, then you will have to have, for balancing, you will have to have that much spinning reserve, and you will have to do this, that, and they come up with a figure which was much bigger than what we were asking for. And now again there is a committee which was set up, and again some others have also done studies, and that figure has come down very drastically. It has come down drastically because now they have looked at the right mix between various forms of renewables, and hydro has to play a very major role in that right mix. And that is why if we look at percentages, no, we have not yet done a planning for the country where we would say that a situation where India has say 60-70% coming from renewables, what would be the percentage of solar, wind, hydro and all other forms of renewables. That percentage has not been calculated and frozen, but I am quite sure that whatever plans we make to that effect, hydro would have to have a very large percentage in that mix, and therefore after a while I am quite sure that it's like a wave, and after a while the focus will again come back to hydro. It will happen, there is no doubt on that, and therefore people who are connected with hydro must be available, that experience has to be there, and that's the only way we can take this whole sector of renewables forward. So again, my compliments to Professor Iyer, his team, and all the participants here, and my good wishes for good deliberations. Thank you.
So we are thankful to Tarunji for being here with us for the short time he has. He has always encouraged Inertia's work, and my personal discussions with him whenever I go are always, enlightening. And when I meet him, always, what I find is I always get faith back on the nation. When you meet officers of his type, your faith on the country continues. I had similar relations with DJ Pandyanji in the past, who's now heading the Asian Infrastructure Development Bank. I was called to lecture at PDPU after a long time because I never went to lecture there, but he said before I go, you have to come and lecture at PDPU. So I talked 3 hours there. So it was, I think, the relationship that we have shared as Inertia, we gained a lot from knowing officers of his caliber, and we're thankful that India has people like him, people like Mr. Pandyan, and there are about 8 or 10 of these great officers whom I know, and there are more, whom we must know in the other sectors like probably mining. We are trying as a publishing house to go to other areas as well, sir. So with this promise that we'll continue to do what we have been doing well with your encouragement, I think we give him a big hand, and he would like to take a leave from us, sir, today for the moment. Yes, sir. And I would request Pradeep Chaturvedi ji to stay and say a few words, sir, for sure.
Professor Iyer, I'm extremely grateful that you have invited me for this function, and I was here, and I could meet the stalwarts of hydro sector, and also we could pay our compliments to Mr. Tarun Kapoor. Some of you may not be knowing that he has an engineering background, so his many of the things that we talk of, also his analytical approach to the whole situation has come in from that angle. I just requested him to stay back for 2 minutes because I really wanted to. I have seen him for last 5 years, and I want to pay him compliments with reference to the context. But it was Mr. Kapoor putting the solar mission in order, and then his vision that we are good at planning, and everyone you go around the world, people say you talk of planning, but then implementation is what is lacking. He realized that when the program will get implemented, you'll need many more structures on the ground. So he created the Solar Energy Corporation, which is now the Renewable Energy Corporation. You must realize that Mr. Tarun Kapoor's contribution into the renewable energy sector and when it will grow will really be written in the golden words. If you look at Mr. Yogin Prasadji, I've seen him for last 20 years. Every time when even before he took over as CMD NPC, and when he tried to build up NHPC, everyone told him whatever you're doing cannot be done. But ultimately things were done. And then we are now realizing what Mr. Tarun Kapoor said, that you have to keep a proper balance. You see, very many people are not realizing that these micro and small hydro systems, they can be great contributors to the whole thing. So we want to thank you, sir, and Ms. Professor Iyer is doing a great job. He's recognizing everyone personally. Thank you, sir.